so low.
And we're live. Sorry, we're late. Alyssa was playing with Mustangs, of all things.
Oops.
She was out hanging out with Marley. So, all right. We're late, but we're here. We get to talk about Kiger Mustangs today. One of the...
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I've been looking forward to this. Sorry, this is Mountain Built Monday, Tuesday edition again, because my family's coming to town. So we've been cleaning up, organizing stuff, getting ready for family time. So we didn't make it. And Alyssa's been editing as well. So, all right. So we're going to dive in to questions and fun stuff about Kiger Mustangs. I am a little bit prepared today. I have 5 fun facts on my phone about Kiger Mustangs, and we also have a poll going. So for those watching after the fact, you can drop your votes in the comments. But the poll is, who would you bring home? Would you get, and this is obviously referring to our last video where we went and looked at some Kiger Mustangs over in Washington. So who would you bring home? The Kiger mare named Callisto, the Kiger and the filly, or none of them because for some reason you hate horses and you don't like them. So let us know. There's a poll running. The results so far, I started this about 10 minutes ago. Who would you bring home? We have Kiger mare at 4%, Kiger mare and filly combined at 93%, and 3% of people in the poll don't like horses at all. So no, I'm kidding. Actually, we've talked a lot about how busy we are. We want to make sure we can take care of everything that we have and give them the time they deserve. So that is a very real answer. So I'm totally joking about whoever voted for neither. It's a valid answer. So let's see. Yeah, Pitbull says, is this today for yesterday? Yeah, sorry. We slacked off yesterday. So
we didn't slack off in general. We just slacked off on the live.
Just related to our live stream.
I was editing the first of our hunting videos. So all of you who have been asking about those, I finally got one of them edited. So
very exciting. I got to watch a sneak peek today of it, and it's awesome. It was really cool. Family trip in Oregon. And yeah, you'll have to tune in if that's something you'd enjoy.
On our other channel, not this channel.
Yep, it's on the Mountain Built Hunts channel. So let me try and fix this lighting real quick. Is it better or worse?
It's harsher.
Harsher? That makes it sound worse. Better or worse? Oh, that looks better, I feel like. What do you guys think? Better or worse?
You can almost do hand puppets.
All right. How's you guys' week going? We appreciate you guys joining us. We already have 435 people on here, and that's pretty wild. It's pretty early to have 435, now 443 on here. So thank you guys for joining us. Let's get into some fun facts about Kiger Mustangs.
Yeah.
So first off, we mentioned in the video that I had a poster of a Kiger Mustang on my wall when I was a kid. And I wanted to show you the poster. It's nothing too crazy, but some of you might recognize it. It said Mustang underneath. And so I had a poster. It was this exact picture. And it says Mustang the Legacy underneath. And what is it? Crooked. There we go. And anyway, I thought it was super cool. I thought they're amazing horses. As you can tell, it's not a very quarter horse looking animal, kind of long back, a little bit dainty and stuff like that. But beautiful mane, really cool horse. So I was blocking Alyssa's face. Sorry about that. But I was having a hard enough time trying to keep it centered on there. So anyway, that's the poster that I had. And really cool horse, one of the originals. And he apparently was like a special stallion. So speaking of special stallions, actually, one of my fun facts, and we're going to go a little bit out of order, but one of my fun facts is the horse from Spirit was based on a Kiger stallion, or at least a Kiger horse.
Yep, I'm pretty sure his name was Donner.
Donner. Yeah, so I wanted to flip this over to you, Alyssa, because I don't know as much about Spirit, but I know he was pretty popular, pretty famous. And yeah, if you've seen it's just a cartoon, right? If you've seen the cartoon movie called Spirit, that
Stallion of the Cimarron.
Stallion of the Cimarron. Is that the one we watched with Rogue?
Yes.
Yeah, so I have seen it. So that horse is based on a Kiger Mustang. So kind of a fun fact there. Rebecca Nelson, we'll do some questions as we go. So if you guys have any questions, we'll try to keep them like Kiger Mustang related. But if you guys have any questions, put a red question mark emoji, and I'll try to get it.
I'm going to share my cool thing I learned this week. I was talking to someone who is very, very knowledgeable about the Kiger horses. And they were telling me that there were 3 brothers that went down to Mexico back, I think, in the early 1800s. I might have that date wrong. But they went down to Mexico and bought a bunch of horses, or somehow got a bunch of horses, and they were going to bring them back up. And they ended up either getting delayed or only making it as far as around like the Sheldon Antelope Refuge in Nevada. So the Nevada-Oregon border, right in there. And anyway, those horses kind of got left in there. They ended up migrating around like Susanville, California, and in that whole area. And these were like very Spanish type horses. And so some ranches actually would like round them up and use them and stuff like that. But anyway, a bunch of the horses in like Northern California and around Oregon and stuff have these horses, you know, in their bloodlines. And the Kigers are originally from Beatty's Butte, which is right down over there. And the BLM, when they did a bunch of gathers, they rounded up a bunch of Mustangs back in I think the 70s is when they first found out about the Kigers. And so they rounded them up, and they noticed that this group was very Spanish looking. They were all duns or grulas compared to a lot of the other horses. And so they ended up wanting to kind of keep them separate from the other herds. And so they moved them to the Kiger in real mountain herd management areas, but they moved them into the Kiger herd management area, which is where the name comes from. So there's a gorge that comes out of the mountain called Kiger Gorge, and this herd management area is at like the end of that gorge. And so, yeah, that's why they're named Kigers. But the cool thing is those, so basically the same horses that ended up being the Kiger Mustangs have kind of influenced all the herds around that area. And so like Twin Peaks, where Rooster's from, is probably those same bloodlines. So even though he's not a Kiger horse, he probably has very similar bloodlines to those Kiger Mustangs. And we know like his DNA, his first one on his DNA test was a Galiciño pony. And so that's a very Spanish originated pony, and a small horse. They're not really ponies. But anyway, so yeah, so basically, not that Rooster's a Kiger. He's not a Kiger, but he is probably closely related from back in the day anyway.
Here's a picture of Kiger Gorge. That's in southeastern Oregon. Really cool country. There's a little notch up there in the ridge. That's called Gun Sight. And anyway, it's just really cool. And then over on the opposite side is Gun Sight. You can see there's a rock formation, and it's called Steamboat Rock, and it sticks out into Kiger Gorge. But really cool country, absolutely beautiful high desert over there. And country, that's where Alyssa and I had our wedding reception. So it's special country for us. And part of the reason for my slight obsession with Kigers is just like the family ties, the cool country over there. Something about that high desert. We just love it. So, all right. I'm missing all kinds of questions. Hold on. You didn't say the date that they rounded them up, did you? Because that was one of my poll. I was going to have a quiz.
Oh, shoot.
Did you say it?
I did. So maybe we'll see who pays attention.
See how good your retention is.
I wasn't positive I was right anyway, so maybe I'm wrong.
I got it in my phone ready to go. All right, let's hit some questions here. So I'm going to try and stay current on our list. So if I skip over your question, feel free to ask it again. This one's from Laura Yaks. Says, have you talked to the owners about putting in a highline? We haven't, but we've talked amongst ourselves a lot about it. I'm assuming that they'll be fine with it, and it's something we'd really like to do. It's a great tool. And so we've talked about it, but we haven't talked to them yet. We're trying to not bombard them with requests, even if it's like something that seems relatively small. We're just thankful to be there and, you know, be putting together our Mustang training facility and stuff like that. But that is something on our mind, Laura. Good question. Paso girl. Oh, you must have been out of frame. Says Alyssa, scooch to your right. Probably because I was blocking you.
That'd be my right is this way.
Yeah, I know it's all flipped around. Here's one from Midlife Thriving with Patty. How's it going today? It says, for me, I know you all are super busy, but realistically, when will there be another opportunity to get some Kigers? Exactly. So yeah, we are busy. We're chronically busy, but I think we're gaining on getting caught up. And we're kind of setting things up so that for probably realistically, it'll be next year before we're like, oh man, we did it. We're lined out. Everything's good. We have some peace. But this is all we're doing now. We don't have like real jobs. We just work with horses, make videos, go hunting in the fall, spend time with family. We thankfully, like, I don't have to go to the mine anymore. I don't have to work for TSA anymore. Alyssa's almost done with taxidermy. So yeah, you're right. We are busy, and but it like you're saying, it's kind of a not necessarily once in a lifetime opportunity, but it's a really cool opportunity that we've been looking for and talking about. And it feels like, you know, it wouldn't be unwise to add a little bit more to our plate, at least in the form of Kiger Mustangs. So yeah. Okay. Here's one from KAS. Oh, I need to do thank yous today. We forgot thank yous last week. So I'm going to do thank yous, and I'm going to break them into two chunks because we have a lot of thank yous to do. So, but first, this question from KAS says, I didn't know Kiger Stallions were adopted out until your last video. Is this the only HMA that BLM does this for? Super good question.
They won't be adopting out stallions. Like the next time they round up the Kigers, they won't be adopting out stallions. So it sounds like last time, for whatever reason, they didn't geld any of them. And so you had to take a stallion, and they had vouchers to get them gelded. But it was kind of a mess. And some of the other facilities were like, what the heck? If we have to geld ours, why don't you have to geld yours? And anyway, there was like a whole thing on it. So no one got a choice to get a gelding last time, it sounds like, in 2015. So they were all studs. And people were supposed to just get them gelded, and then some people obviously didn't. So, yeah. But apparently they did that in 2011 too, because that's when Gunner's from, and he's still a stud.
Yeah, I saw. So one question on here, I saw it said, is the filly Boulder and Callisto's baby? And it's actually Gunner and Callisto's baby. Yeah. So Gunner was the second stallion we showed in the video, like chronologically. He's a little bit smaller than Boulder, and he's a little older than Boulder. But yeah, that's Gunner and Callisto's baby. And it was born in December, so it's almost exactly a year and a half old right now. So it realistically would fit in really well with our Wyoming wild girls.
Yeah.
So that is a potential positive. There was one other question I saw on here. Yeah, it was speaking of stallions. And it said, can we throw in the stallion as well with the package deal? And no. So Terry absolutely loves these horses. They're one of her life passions. She is like horse girl through and through. But with her injury, she wanted to downsize, but she does not want to get rid of the stallions at this point, at least. Yeah. So we put a bug in her ear that we're like, hey, if you ever are getting need to find a home for Boulder or for Baby Girl, let us know, because we like them. So Baby Girl's the Grula mare that is 10 years old, super gentle, absolutely beautiful. So we did mention that, but she's keeping them, and I'm glad she is, because she really loves them. So let's do some thank yous from our Amazon wish list. This is how thankful we are. I don't know if you can see how many pages there are, but there's a lot.
So many.
So thank you,
it's
guys.
Overwhelming.
It is
in the best way possible, but it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, our dogs got 2 new beds today from this, and they were so excited. Their little butts were just wagging. So thank you. So first off, Debbie Kins, thank you. Rider Hound, Drew A. Shoemaker, thank you. Don McDonald, awesome, we appreciate you. Gregory Steinig, and Roy Wombolt. So thank you guys. We'll do the second half in just a little bit. But man, thank you guys. Your support means the world to us.
Yeah.
Before we get into some fun facts, so let's talk a little bit about our plan, because we have, like, on YouTube, like, it's easy to, like, be clickbaity or keep people waiting and, like, tease people. But so we want to share our plans with these Kiger Mustangs, and I don't want to save it all the way to the end of this. So hopefully you don't click off, but I don't want to save it all the way to the end of this live in case some of you tuned in to hear about it, and we don't want to just drag it on. So do you want to start, or do you want me to start?
It doesn't matter. Like everything, Jason and I want to put a lot of thought into decision making, especially when it comes time to get a new horse. We don't like to just rush into stuff. As you guys know, I think it took us quite a few months to decide on Taz and get another Mustang and all that stuff. So anyway, that being said, first and foremost is we've got to get our facility totally set up at the lease. So I think the only thing we're waiting, I mean, we got one more shelter coming for the last round corral. And then I think the only other thing we're waiting on is just some pins that we're having made to attach the panels to the shelters in the Mustang corrals. So that way they can pin directly into the shelter, so it'll be all attached. So it shouldn't be too long.
No, it could be any day. It just depends. The guy fabricating them, he works a full-time job. And so whenever he gets them done, we'll be able to move some horses out there.
Yeah.
Do you want to continue on about your thoughts about getting the Kigers?
Well, that was the main thing.
That was it. Yeah. So the plan is to get both the mare and the filly.
Yeah.
So Callisto and her daughter, like, I forget the name of the person that mentioned this earlier, but like someone already said, this is a rare opportunity. It's something that we've talked about on here, how cool it would be to get a Kiger. And it's like, Terry is gracious enough to reach out, open up her home, let us come to their property and be like, hey, we would love for you guys to have these. And so it feels like it would be kind of dumb to pass up this opportunity. So we're super excited about it. I wish we could just load up the trailer right now and go get them. It's like, yay, we're going to get them. And then we're like, sometime as soon as we can get our place all the way finished up and buttoned up. But the last thing we want to do is bring those girls home into a situation that's still super dynamic. We want to just bring them home and have it be just peaceful and comfortable and set up, no loud noises, like no construction going on. So once we get that lined up, then we'll get a date on the calendar and make another road trip. And I can't wait. So super exciting. Real quick, I want to thank a couple people. So first off, Robert Pooler gave us a $20 super thanks.
Thank you.
So thank you, Robert. I just mentioned your name from the Amazon wish list, and now you're giving us a $20 super thanks. So thank you for that. And then also, Midlife Thriving with Patty gave us a $5 super thanks. It's so excited for the additions to the herd. Thank you. We're excited too. It's going to be awesome, man. I do also want to mention, as far as like thanks goes, the folks that are leasing us the property, this wouldn't be an opportunity we could take advantage of without them. So I don't know. She watches some of our videos, but I don't think our lives. But if you're watching, thank you. We really appreciate it. It's been a life-changing blessing and something that, has really helped us out on our journey, and we appreciate it a ton. So.
And they really appreciate all the comments you guys left on our tour. She really liked those. So thank you guys for thanking her for us.
Yeah, she reads through the comments and then texts Alyssa and says, oh, it was such a blessing to read the comments.
So thank you guys for leaving those.
Yeah. All right.
Really fun.
Oh, man, another super thanks from Carrie Riper, $20. Thank you so much, Carrie.
You are always so encouraging, and I really like your comments. They're always really nice. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Yeah, we do still read the comments. We definitely don't have time to respond to all of them, but we really appreciate them. And there's been an overwhelming amount of positivity lately, which is awesome. There always is, but it seems like like the percentage of positive comments has been really high lately. So thank you guys. Excuse me. Oh, I see a whole bunch of question marks from Garland Holder. It says, Jason, please do us a favor and have that spot on your left ear seen by a dermatologist ASAP. If it's skin cancer, then you'll have gotten a jump on it. I know this all too well. Thank you. You're very, like, I definitely take that seriously, and I appreciate you taking time to share your input. Like, my dad is a cement finisher, and he's had to have chunks taken off, and it is definitely not something to mess around with or take lightly. So it's just a long way to a dermatologist, and actually scheduling things out is difficult. So I've been putting it off, but you're right, Garland. I need to just make an appointment, make it happen. So thank you. And I need to wear my cowboy hat more, maybe.
Or grow your hair out.
Yeah. You don't have a problem with your ears getting sun, do you? That would look ridiculous. That would look so funny.
It would look like the Elvis.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Oh, D, thank you. This actually, this was one of the things in my notes. We need name recommendations for the filly. So we're going to keep Callisto's name just because she's had it for so long, and also kind of in honor of Tim and Terry. We're keeping Callisto's name, but the filly doesn't have a name. They never named her, and so that makes that decision easy. We get to choose whatever name we come up with. So let us know either in the comments if you want us to be able to refer back to it, but also it's kind of fun if you want to let us know in the live chat. We'll look at some name recommendations.
Yep. Her mom's name is Callisto and her dad's name is Gunner. So I could go off of either one.
And they live in the high desert, or they're from the high desert country of Eastern Oregon. Oh, yeah. And also I saw a question on here earlier that asked, is the filly pure blood Kiger? And the answer is yes. Yep.
Yeah. And her mom and dad were rounded up.
Yep. So the filly does not have a freeze brand, but her mom and dad both have freeze brands from the Kiger gather. So yeah,
her dad was a 2011 gather, and her mom was a 2015 gather.
Yep. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing. Some people are asking about Boulder. He's 16 hands. He's 13 years old. 14 years old.
I don't know. He was rounded up in 2015, and I can't remember if he was a yearling or a three-year-old. Somewhere, I think, in that range.
Yeah.
He was rounded up. So.
Yep. And just a cool horse. Like you saw Alyssa go in with him in the video last week. I went in with him the first time I went over there without Alyssa, and he was just super chill. He was even more chill because it wasn't feed time when I was there. Yeah. And he is so sweet. He just let you pet him, and I flipped his mane over and was looking at his freeze brand and just snuggle him, and he's just super sweet. I guess when there's a mare in, he does have like a pretty, like, he wants to do his job for sure. But man, when there's not a mare around, he's just the sweetest, big, giant tank of a Mustang you could ever imagine. So really a cool horse.
Yeah, and the folks that had him up in Canada, like, they take him to show jumping shows, events, and things like that. So yeah, he's very athletic. I've been watching a bunch of working equitation, if you guys know what that is. If not, you should check it out. It looks really, really fun. I have never done dressage, and it's very like dressage based in a lot of ways, but how fun would it be to do that on Boulder? I think that would be awesome. He would be amazing.
Yes, amazing and beautiful.
Yeah.
Real quick before I forget, 2 more super thanks came in. So from Laura Yaks 4075 gave us $25 and says, so excited to have you fulfill your lifelong dream. Thank you, Laura. It is kind of crazy the way things fall into place sometimes. And yeah, this is a huge blessing. So I'm pumped about it. And let's talk after this. And I need to say one more thank you real quick, but let's talk about potential mule breeding, Kiger mules, which is one of my favorite topics. But first.
One more thing I want to add. If you guys go check out Robin Bond, if you like working equitation in Kiger, I think she's going to Spain. I think it's like decided. To be on Team USA for the finals. So with her Kiger.
Really cool to watch her and her Kiger. Is he a stallion or is he a gelding?
I don't know. I think he was from the 2015 gather.
But yeah,
Same as Callisto.
Her Kiger, he's a red dun.
Yeah.
Really pretty and really cool to watch. Yeah, so check it out. What's it called again? Robin something?
Robin Bond.
Robin Bond,
Is her
Kiger
name.
Mustang, working equitation.
Yep.
That'd get
Check
you
her
there.
out on Facebook.
Yeah. Okay, so the thank you that I didn't want to forget, but I almost did, is from Bob Ogg, long-time viewer, always a nice commenter, Bob Ogg.
And I like your profile picture.
Always makes me smile.
Yep.
$20 super thanks and says, so glad you're making it happen. Thank you. Thank you very much. We appreciate you and we appreciate your comments and that photo. I think it's a dog wearing a hat.
Fur hat?
Yeah.
I think. Like a raccoon hat?
It always makes me
That's what
smile.
I think it is. That's what I'm going to keep thinking it is.
Yeah. Here's a good question from Gallifrey. It says, how old is Callisto?
She is 13.
13. So she's got some good years left. She's had 3 babies, and 13 is really like if she's excelling in training. Alyssa's talked a little bit about maybe starting her under saddle. It's not like we may not. She may just be like our buddy, and we'll gentle her and get her to where she's good to go to the vet, have her feet done, and hang out with us and, you know, our little nieces and nephew and stuff like that. But you never know. It's cool that she's young enough that if we wanted to, we could start her under saddle. But so for those that don't know, I've wanted a Kiger for a long time. Kind of like put it out of my mind because there's never any roundups and there's never any available. But recently, since we got into mules, we've been talking about how cool it would be to have a Kiger mule. So that's a big reason why we wanted a mare, would be to breed her to a mammoth jack and get a big old Kiger mule, because I love my Riata. She's got those dun stripes that I always talk about. She's so pretty. And so mules are just notoriously tough. They're just like absolute beasts when it comes to like covering country in the mountains. They have hard hooves. They have hardy guts for the most part. And same thing with Mustangs. So we were like, well, imagine if you had a Mustang for your mare, how tough that mule would be. So that's been kind of a little like small side dream of ours for a little while now. And that's going to be kind of one of our goals, as long as things are going good with Callisto and we are able to like for sure get her easy vet care and, you know, have her all the way gentle, then we'll probably breed her to a big old jack and have a little Kiger mule one day. Hopefully in the next couple of years at least. So I'm excited about that. Hey, this is kind of interesting. Sarah Hewitt says, here's a name suggestion, and it's Breezy. I like that one. My first horse, her registered name was Roma Bar Breeze. And, but with like, her name was Jude. So it wasn't Breezy or anything like that. But I like that recommendation. That'd be like what would that be? Like an ode to Judy. I like that. Breezy is a good one. Galloping says, La Primera is my favorite song as well. Someone else must have said that. Yeah, I love that song. Ian Tyson. All right, let's catch up here and see if there's any questions. Caitlin Bray says, will you breed the filly? That's a fun option that someone mentioned, is if we had her when she was old enough, you could even breed her to Boulder, because they're not related, because again, she's Gunner's baby, Gunner and Callisto's baby. So you could breed her to Boulder and have another really cool full-blood Kiger. So that's an option. Also, like same thing as Callisto, you could breed her to a jack and have a mule baby too. Or, I mean, we may gentle her and she may actually be available like our Wyoming girls potentially.
I'm hoping it won't be too long and the filly can go out with our Wyoming girls because they're about the same age. So that's the plan with her, is try to get her halter broke as quick as possible, and then she can go out with them and hang out with them. So have some friends.
Real quick, another big thank you to Indian Pony Acres. Gave us a $10 super thanks and says, for the all caps Kigers, and then smiley face.
Thank you.
So thank you. Okay, let's see. Here's a question from April Eve. Oh, I guess it's not a question, but still a good name suggestion. Crimson and Clover with K's. K for Kiger. Crimson and Clover, the Kigers. I like it. And we got Cassie with a K down here. Oh, here's a kind of a fun one. It's from, hard to read, like GNATDB. Gnatib says, how's Honey doing?
Good.
She's doing good. Did we already talk about how well she's doing with like the touch scratch thing?
I feel like we did.
I don't remember
Friday,
if we've talked.
maybe? I think
Oh,
we
yeah.
did on Friday.
Yeah, that's right. I think we did talk about it on Friday, but
we were
still.
gonna film these last couple days, but it has been raining like nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
We get an average of like 8 inches of rainfall per year, and we've got 2.5 in the last 3 days.
Yep. Huge blessing though overall. It put a damper on our filming schedule.
But yeah, you can't have the camera out in the rain, so we haven't filmed anything.
Yeah. But she's doing good. I love watching Alyssa work with her, and she's getting more and more confident. Alyssa will, just a quick recap, even though we talked about this, hold her hand out, and Honey has to touch it with her like muzzle area, and then Alyssa gives her scratches. And Honey's getting really fast and confident with it. So it's fun to watch.
It would be kind of like target training if it was compared to anything, which I've never done before, but it's working. I didn't know that's what it was until I talked to my friend about it. She was like, oh, that's target training. And I was like, oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
It's working for her.
Yeah. It's fun to watch too. Here's a good question from Jessica. We'll just go Jessica. Oh, no. Jessica Bazell. It says, does this mean Cheyenne and Marley are off the quote unquote keep table? So it actually, in my mind, it doesn't really change anything with them. We're like, we've talked about it. We want to rehome them. That's the plan. But it's still kind of up in the air. Marley is such a special, Marley and Sue are super special, laid back, really sweet Mustangs. And they'd be great for doing trail rides or taking my nieces for rides in the future and stuff like that. And then Cheyenne is my first Mustang. She's absolutely beautiful. She's going to be big and athletic. So we want to keep all of them, but the plan the whole time has been to hopefully rehome them.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, we don't know if we'll rehome all 3 of them or not, but getting these Kigers actually doesn't really, in my mind, really move the needle one way or another, because it's just like a different like category kind of, in my mind at least. What do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, it's always hard to rehome horses, but if we keep them all, we can't get more to rehome. So we have to get better at letting them go.
Let's see. Here's one from Eden. Oh, we got another. Oh, I lost it. There it is. From Eden. When will Jason and Riata's custom saddle be finished? If everyone could just take a minute real quick, go ahead and log off of this live stream. Don't worry about watching the rest of it. Go over to Reed Vite's Facebook page and say, will you hurry up on Jason's saddle already? No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. So Reed is awesome. He's super busy. And he makes incredible saddles, and they're like, just by the nature of the job, they're not fast. So probably the end of this summer, and he told me months ago that it would probably be towards the end of this summer. And I'm pumped about it. I'm super excited. I like to give Reed a hard time. If you guys didn't watch the video of like, I think it was called something like Touring a Real Montana Saddle Shop or something like that. Check it out. Check out Reed. He's super cool. He's an amazing young man. And he's just really dedicated to like cowboy craftsmanship. And, anyway, so he's building me a custom mule saddle for Riata, and it should be done late this summer. And he's awesome. So don't really log off the live stream.
Yeah, I don't leave.
Oh no, yeah.
Reed,
seriously, don't. Reed would get he would get so stressed out if he thought I was disappointed in him or something like that. So yeah, Reed's working hard. Don't really don't really do that. That was a total joke. He would take it too seriously.
He would.
And the last thing we want is to stress him out. He's a good dude. Okay. Oh, awesome. So Driftstone Ranch gave us a $10 super thanks. Thank you for that. So we know you're going to love the Kigers. They're so smart, willing, and sweet. Oh, is that the channel we watched?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a Kiger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm so glad you said that, Driftstone Ranch, because if you guys want to see a Kiger in action, you can go check out the Driftstone Ranch page. We were just like, I think we were just Googled Kiger Mustangs or something, and one of their videos came up. It's really well done. You can tell they have experience filming, and we really like they're like just kind of laid back. They're not super like hype channel, like, you know, they're very similar to us in that way. And it's called Driftstone Ranch. And the one we watched, they took their Kiger out for a trail ride there, and I think it was over by Mount Shasta or something like that. But really cool. So thank you guys, Driftstone Ranch, and hopefully some people will come over and check out your horse stuff because we really enjoyed watching it. Okay. Let's see. Let's catch up on some questions here. I'm going to ask you a question, and then I'm going to do the next poll while you're answering. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Can you breed for better chance of leg stripes, etc.? So that's.
I think you can if they were both like dominant for the dun factor. You would probably have a better chance of getting more stripy primitive dun markings, but I don't know if dun factor is a little bit like the LP gene, where it's kind of just does what it wants and comes out however it wants, and you never quite know. But yeah, we're trying to learn all that stuff because we're like, all right, what kind of donkey would you need to breed to in order to get a super stripy mule like Riata, and probably should have Callisto genetically tested to see what her dun genes are, and then try to breed to a donkey who would also have a dun gene for the best chances. So,
all right, I'm starting a new poll here. So let's see. The last one, 93% of people said we should get Callisto and the filly. So you guys are in luck. That was 465 votes. Thank you guys for playing along. And then it was 4% said only get the mare, and 3% said neither. So thank you guys for playing along. That was super fun. And Lord willing, everything, like we're getting both of them. So, all right. So the next poll is, what year were the Kigers rediscovered? So apparently Alyssa already gave away this answer. She did not know that I was prepared for this episode of Mount Built Tuesday. But so what year were Kigers rediscovered? Was it 1956, 1966, or 1976? Start poll. Okay. Let's.
No cheating. You can't just go Google it.
Yeah, no
and
cheating.
Then cheat. You just gotta do your best.
These people aren't cheaters.
Wow.
Okay. Oh, we already have a couple of answers in there. One says 1970, one says 76. So yeah, if you guys are, if you can't do the poll because you're either watching after the fact or it doesn't work on your phone or whatever, you can. Mandy Moose says, I'll have to Google it. LOL.
No, do not give the answer away.
So you can answer in the comments too if you're watching after the fact. Okay. So let's see. Is this a question? I'll just read this anyway. It's from Julie M. It says, being the Kigers are Spanish origin, the mare's name Callisto in Spanish means beautiful. The name Esperanza means hope for the filly because you're giving Mustangs hope for a forever loving home. I like that a lot. That's super cool. Thank you, Julie. Esperanza. That's so pretty. And I have my Riata Mesa Esperanza. That would go kind of good with it. Keep it Spanish. Let's see. Elaine says, well, evidently I wasn't paying attention. Me neither, Elaine. It's all right. You're in good company.
Like in school, when they at the end of it, they're like, "Oh, by the way, there's gonna be a pop quiz on this, so I hope you pay attention."
Yeah.
Like, nope.
Hey, someone here. I have a hard time reading that. Emlyn. I think those are two L's. Anyway, my eyes are getting old. Someone knows the Steens here. Emlyn says, name the colt Little Blitzen because that is another drainage off of Steens Mountain. So I like it. I like it a lot. You guys want to know another fun fact about like our ties to Steens Mountain? My brother's dog of many, many years, his name was Kiger. Everyone thought my brother was saying Tiger, but his name was Kiger. He was a yellow lab, really cool. They just had to put him down this year, actually. So just an awesome dog.
Yeah.
Yep. You'll see him on our on the Mount Built Hunts channel if you want. In a few months, we went pheasant hunting in the Midwest, and Kiger was there with us. Were you pointing? Was there a question?
Yeah, there's a question about was wondering why buck and rail fences keep domestic Mustangs in when they require 6-foot fencing. So I just want to talk about that. So you're required to have 6-foot fencing if it's a 2-year-old or older Mustang, but only until they're gentled. So there's not really like a definitive timeline. It's kind of like make your best judgment. But once you feel like they're gentled, then they can go in a shorter fence. So you don't have to keep them in a 6-foot fence for their whole life.
Yeah, that's a valid question, though.
Yeah.
I didn't really even know the answer to that. I just assumed it was till they were gentled. So it's kind of the adopter's judgment.
That's how I read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, two things. First off, buck and rail is a little harder to jump over because it is shaped like that. So they can't get their chest right up to like a straight vertical fence. Because the legs come out this way. So they have to they can't really size it up very well. They just have to run and jump. That being said, for longtime viewers, Rooster jumped out of our buck and rail fence when he was gentle. So
Yeah.
he didn't clear it, but he got over it. And we could see the hair on the fence where he had kind of blurbed over it. But yeah, so it's harder to jump out of, but if they're spooked by something or something like that, any horse could probably jump out of it. All right.
The nice thing is with buck and rail, though, if they jump it, there's not really much for them to get hung up in, unlike jumping a barbed wire fence or a regular wire fence. So it is pretty safe. If they're going to try to jump over a fence, that's a good one to try to jump over.
It's a good point. Let's see. Okay. Let's do some more Kiger facts here. That's not it. All right. Okay, you already talked about this. I was going to talk about so they're famous for their Spanish Mustang look, and I wanted to talk a little bit about how the BLM actually kind of manages the HMA. So it's weird. A lot of HMAs aren't really managed for anything like for color or size or whatever. Some of them are, I'm learning. But this HMA, the Riddle HMA, Riddle Mount HMA, and the Kiger HMA, they actually really manage it to keep that Spanish look going in there. So I don't know. You probably know more than I do as far as that goes. Is there anything you want to add about that?
I don't know the number, but it seemed like the other roundups that they would have around the area, if there was a very Spanish looking horse that came out of there, there's another mare that Terry has, and she adopted her. I don't remember if it was the 2011 or 2015. I think it was the 2015 roundup, but that mare had already been rounded up previously. Terry didn't know when she adopted her, but that mare is actually from Stinking Water, I think is the HMA. Anyway, she had come from there. And so these horses in the Kiger registry, I think, are called found Kigers. And so basically it's like they don't come from the Kiger HMA, but they come from surrounding. So Rooster could potentially be a found Kiger. So say Rooster was a mare, he was in Oregon somewhere. They rounded his herd up and they were like, hey, there's a very Kiger looking Mustang. We need to have some genetic diversity in this Kiger HMA. And so they would take a couple mares from other gathers and place them in the Kiger HMA. And then that's how they would make sure they weren't inbreeding and that they were getting some genetic diversity in there. But they would be particular about which ones they picked. And then when they do round up the Kigers, if there's gray, because sometimes there's gray Kigers, they wouldn't re-release those ones. So trying to keep that dun gene in there and dominant.
Which I love. I like that Spanish look. And I think it's cool to think about the history of them. And, those horses just living in those mountains for decades and decades. And, how a lot of domestic horses would really struggle to even live a year out there. And then there's herds of these Mustangs out there living their whole life, being born out there, having babies out there, and it's just cool to think about how hardy they are. Okay, here's one from Kim. It says, "Has Taz connected with his feet yet?" I would say not so much, but he is doing well. We're one of the mini projects that is, in motion, but kind of slow to get going, is putting in an arena out on the lease property. And that is going to be amazing for all of our horses, but Taz specifically. Working in that arena in a controlled environment is just going to be awesome with good footing. It's safe for him. It's safe for us. It's like, not too much of a challenge for him mentally.
Because Taz is just like a very green colt, really.
Mhm.
Like he just, like you said, he's disconnected to his feet. Like he needs to just kind of learn how to do some basic maneuvers and use his body correctly. Watching him walk a tight circle is so awkward. And half the time he looks lame, and he's not. He's just like the way he steps and gets in the way of himself. He has to like make this big movement. I was watching him really carefully last time Jason was riding him, and I was like, that is the weirdest thing. Like he just needs someone to help teach him how to like use his body correctly. It's really interesting. So with a lot of arena riding, I think he'll get a lot better, and then also it'll just help him out. An everyday thing, so yeah.
I'm curious if we're going to have some people from the channel, like viewers, be interested in Taz, or if everyone is just going to be full blown, have the Mustang bug. And when Taz is ready, if people be like, no, I'm good, I'll wait for a Mustang.
Yeah, I'm sure Taz, you can find a home somewhere.
I love Taz. I wouldn't be too bummed if we had to keep him a little longer.
Nope.
He's my buddy. He's just so chill. Like today I was out there feeding while Alyssa was editing, and he just like is content to be by himself. The others are just like running around and like checking out this hay pile, checking out that hay pile. And Taz just finds like the one on the far end, and he just goes down there. He's just munching. His eyes are like half closed. He's just chill.
He's super sweet too.
I love Tazzy.
Sweet. He loves people.
He's awesome. All right, let's hit some more questions here real quick. This one's from Noreen. Says, big hay bales available? Are Kigers easy keepers? Most Mustangs tend to be kind of easy keepers, like we just talked about. They make a living out on the range where there's hardly anything to eat besides sagebrush and rocks. And then they come to domestic life and they get really nice hay, and they're like, oh, sweet. And they just balloon up. So I think in general they're easy keepers, but I don't know if they're any easier than just most, like the general Mustangs. Yeah. Probably just about the same.
That being said, we did get 20 big bales moved into the hangar, and we were going to get another 20, and the people got busy and didn't get it delivered, and then it got dumped on. So thankfully, we know them very well, and we're like, let us know when second cuttings cut, please. So they're just we're paid up for another 20, but we're gonna get it from the second cutting.
Yeah.
These ones got very, very wet, unfortunately. So some of you guys know kind of the area we live in, but if you know someone who's selling big bales and you know where we're at, let us know.
Also, don't say exactly where we're at if you know.
Don't say in here, just email us, please. That would be great if you just email us. So I know someone knew like who our neighbor was that was building the fence, and mentioned, they're like, if you don't already know this guy, reach out to him. And I was like, yep, he's the one that's building our fence. So anyway, you in particular, if you know anyone who's selling hay around the area that has not got rained on, let me know.
We share pretty much our whole life, but there are some weirdos on the internet, so we try not to just broadcast exactly where we live. We'll just share 99% of our life on here. Okay, let's hit some questions.
It's mainly for the safety of our herd, but also for us and for everyone that's involved with the ranch. So
I saw a meme one time of, I can't remember it exactly, but it was basically a guy being like this. He's like, you can't, and it said, the text is like, you can't steal my horse if you can't catch it, type of thing.
Yeah, that's Riata.
That's my mule, Riata. You can't steal Riata because you probably can't catch her.
She's like, don't know you, bad vibes, bye.
See ya. Okay, so back to Amazon thank yous. We're halfway through. So
another one from Don McDonald.
Oh, I got 2 Don McDonalds.
Yeah.
Hopefully I didn't grab the same pile again. No, I didn't. Don McDonald, Ellen Miller, Deb Bauer. I recognize that one. I think we had a couple from Deb as well. Karen Martin, Kathleen Grayson, Jennifer Ratcliffe, and I think another one from Stephen Morris. So
and Stephen Morris, thank you for the dog beds.
yeah, the dogs
They love
say
them.
thank you.
Yes.
They're awesome. They're big, fluffy dog beds, and the Yeti and
came
Squirrel
today.
were pumped.
When I
Speaking,
we don't like really know what's coming, and so I opened the box and the dog beds are kind of fuzzy, and I was like, I don't like. Did we order something for our nieces? And I was like, I wonder if we ordered like stuffed. It looked like a stuffed animal, and I was so confused for a minute, and then I realized it was the dog beds. So very exciting.
the dogs were pumped.
They were so.
Speaking of the dogs, I saw a question about the dogs. It says, where was it? Oh, I have a question. I have a question that is a bit off topic. But when you hunt, have you hunted with Yeti? Actually, yeah. On that trip that Kiger was the bird dog, we took Yeti out. And Yeti has no bird training, but she had the time of her life running through the stubble fields, sniffing for pheasants. And
Yeah.
thankfully, Kiger knew a little bit what he was doing, so Yeti could kind of tag along and like learn from Kiger a little bit.
And she's pretty natural.
Mhm.
Her parents are both really, really good bird dogs, and like looking back now, we just don't. I think upland would be fun, but we just don't really bird hunt. And but I kind of wish we would have had someone who knew how to train her for a while, because she's just such a natural and she wants to be a bird dog so bad.
Excuse me.
So
Yeah.
she did really good, even though she didn't have any training.
It was really fun to watch her.
Really fun.
Yeah, it was awesome. Here's a question I've got. I've seen a few of these coming through. So this one's from Eden, and it says, "What happened to Timber the Grula mare? I've heard you guys talk about her and was wondering what happened." I just made a short kind of in honor of Timber because she's come up several times lately. So we don't want to be like a super downer, but we had to put Timber down before we got Mesa. So it was about 2 years ago or a year ago?
About a year and a half ago.
Year and a half ago. She had wobblers, and some horses can live a decent life with wobblers. Timber was 3 and her wobblers was progressing quickly, and she was just not comfortable, like really at all. And it was just getting worse and worse. And so we went to a couple different vets. We really trust our vet here at home. And I mentioned this on the live, I think on Friday, but I still remember the call with the vet when he told me like the best thing to do for her is to put her down. And it was super sad. I still remember it very clearly, but we made the decision to put Timber down, even though she was mine. She was my Mesa before we got Mesa. She was my mountain mare, and we had big plans. She's my dream color. Grula is probably my favorite color. I'm always drawn to it. I think they're stunning. And anyways, so we had to put her down because of wobblers, and she was really young to have wobblers, progressing as quickly as it was. So it was a weird deal and just one of those things that happens. So and I have a little short video of one of my favorite memories with her, and that's coming up probably in like a week or something. I think I have it scheduled. So
yeah,
we miss our Timber. We have her horseshoe in the concrete of our high line in honor of her. Okay. Here's one from Tango Sierra. Would you keep the Mama Kiger and filly forever, or do you think you'd sell them someday? So we've thought about it a lot, but obviously things can change and we don't have a real concrete plan. The plan in our mind for now is we would keep Callisto forever, and she would have some mule babies and live out her life with us. We may rehome the filly along with our Wyoming girls, but I'm not sure. We need to run that by Terry again, just to be super clear, so that that she doesn't feel betrayed, or just to make sure there's no wires crossed in communication. But we may do the same thing with the filly that we're doing with these other Mustang girls, and get her set up for success and find her a good long-term forever home somewhere else potentially. But keep Callisto for good, have some mule babies, maybe some other Kiger babies.
maybe
Because there's a whole Kiger registry out there actually, and so you can find Kiger studs still from that 2015 roundup. So anyways, so that's kind of the plan. Oh my. Hey, someone joined our membership, Sweet Valley Family Farm, and they have an adorable picture of a little goat.
I love goats.
Joined our membership. So thank you. Yeah, we're kind of, I think, on a roll doing our members only live streams every week. Not always on Thankful Thursday, but pretty much every week. And also, oh, I can't read that. Tig Two-Tone also joined our membership. So thank you, Tig.
Thank you.
Both of you guys, thank you so much. Yeah, we appreciate that. I say it every week. The memberships are a massive blessing. The recurring income is a massive blessing. Speaking of blessings, Debbykins just gave us a $20 super thanks. Oh, and has a name suggestion.
Shasta.
Fully named Shasta. I like it. And that also kind of ties back to our fellow Kiger people who were riding at Mount Shasta.
Oh, yeah.
I already forgot. Driftstone Ranch. Yeah, tying it full circle. Okay, we're almost running up on an hour. I want to do another fun fact about Kigers, and this one is specifically about the Kiger HMA. So I wanted to talk about. So it's near Diamond, Oregon, and it is. I almost want to make you guys guess how many acres, but I don't. We won't do another poll. So the Kiger HMA is just over 36,000 acres. And guess what the AML is? So the AML is, I think it's appropriate management level, right? The AML for the Kiger herd, guess what it is? So that's how many horses, maybe approximate management level, but it's basically how many horses that range can sustain and have a healthy ecosystem. So it's 36,000 acres of high desert country. And guess how many horses the AML is?
I don't know this, so can I guess?
Let some people guess first. Let's read up on some guesses for Pete's sake. Okay, we have one guess coming in from Laura Peter. Their guess is 150 to 200. Fletch Yostin says 250. St. Elmo's says 200. Rindy Good 1,200. Pitbull 5,000. The Frogzilla 1,000, great name. 1,200. Marie by the Seashore. I'm going to quit reading the names, but 1,200, 3,000, 100, 200 to 250, 1,000, 350, 500, 300, 400, 350, 1,500, 700. So we got a wide range. So, and then there's a fun question I'll come back to. But this just goes to show.
Wait, can I make my guess?
Yeah, but here's just a second. This just goes to show how tough that high desert country is. So we looked at a property that was 200 and some acres out pretty close to the Kiger HMA. I love it out there. It's beautiful. The sunsets are amazing. I love that high desert country. But it was over 200 acres, and we were like, geez Louise, I think our 2 irrigated acres is almost better for horses than that 200 in the high desert. So let's hear. What is your guess for the AML of the Kiger HMA?
36,000 acres. I'm going to go right along the lines of 200, like everyone else said.
51 to 82 horses. 51 to 82 horses is the AML out in that country. So that goes to show that arid high desert country is tough. You guys have seen the dust in our dry lots.
And to put in perspective, because of different reasons, the BLM has not done a roundup since 2015. And there's, I think, somewhere between 600 and 800 out there right now.
Yeah.
That's how overpopulated they are right now.
Yep. Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy. I would have guessed, like, I obviously knew the answer. I would have never guessed under 100 for 36,000 acres. Even in that high desert country, being that dry, it's like once the grass gets munched, it's pretty much done for the year. Like, it's not coming back. So
yeah. And that's why even with the ranch that we're leasing, it's kind of similar country. People have commented a lot about grass, but if you don't have irrigation, you just don't grow much grass. And so that's, even with our herd, like, we can't get too many on that property because they would overgraze it. So we got to really be careful about that.
Yep. And that is part of the reason I've made a couple shorts about let's think before we put a bunch of data centers all over the place, because the irrigation water in the West specifically, and I understand people back east are hesitant about data centers as well, and I couldn't agree more. But out in the West, water is like gold, and people eat the beef that are fed by the hay that is fed by that water. So something to keep in mind. That's why I've made a couple posts about data centers and water use lately.
And I mean, we use a lot of data too.
We're using
YouTube,
data right now.
All that stuff. So
are you.
Yep. So unfortunately, this day and age, it's something that's needed, but
we want to do it thoughtfully.
Yes.
All right, real quick. I see some questions coming in, so thank you guys. Awesome. We'll keep this rolling for a little while. And also, that was really fun. Thank you guys for your guesses on the AML of the Kiger herd management area. That was really fun.
Less than I thought too.
Okay. Tig Two-Tone gave us a $30 super thanks. It says help for fuel to get the mare and filly. Awesome.
We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Fuel has gone down a little bit, which is really nice.
Yeah.
We're driving a lot lately, going out to the Alyssa back. It's been a lot.
Yeah. So thank you, Tig. I don't know. Your name's probably not Tig, but that's kind of fun to say. So thank you. We appreciate it very much. Okay. Let's talk about our poll here real quick. Speaking of fun stuff and you guys guessing along, the poll was, what year were Kigers rediscovered? And they were not rediscovered. I think you already said this. In the Kiger HMA, they were rediscovered at Beatty's Butte, which is close by, similar country, but not the exact same spot. So what year were they rediscovered? We have 19% said 1956, 22% said 1966, and 60% said 1976. The correct answer is 1976.
I didn't steer you guys wrong.
So do you say that?
I said the 1970s, and I was like, you might have to check me on that.
Nice. Okay, yeah. 1976. You nailed it, babe. Good job. Awesome.
Rusty trap up there.
Yeah. Thank you guys for playing along. So here's one from Living in My Own Time Zone. Says, are they all considered Kigers, or are there other horses in that management area? I think they're all considered Kigers, and some of them are just found for that genetic diversity that Alyssa talked about earlier. So found Kiger means not from there. Yeah, and I don't think they can be registered if they're a found Kiger. I think they used to be able to, and now you can't. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, pretty cool. We're actually kind of hoping to go to that HMA and film potentially this summer. So that'll be really fun. That's something on our to-do list. Let us know if you guys would enjoy that. They're notoriously hard to find horses on that HMA. There's like some checkerboard private land and stuff that makes it real challenging. And so they're tough to find, but I think like we like to camp and glass and hike, and we have a good long lens and stuff. So it'd be really cool if we could go over there, have a little bit of luck, put in a little bit of work, and make a fun video about the Kiger HMA. Yeah, I would love that. Yeah. All right. Someone says, sorry for caps. Yeah, we get a lot of comments come in that that have all caps, and I'm like, oh man, do I read that like aggressively, or is that just a mistake? Should I raise my voice? Yeah. Why are you yelling at us? So awesome. Some people saying they got the poll correct. Sweet. Well, I think that's all I have. So we have 812 people on here, which is crazy. That's getting close to a PR. One day, I hope we have 1,000 people on the live stream. Wouldn't that be cool? So last question. I just saw some red question marks come in from Melinda Madrigal. And while I'm asking this, you guys can hit the like button. If you enthusiasm, all caps. Hit the like button if you enjoy these live streams, because we have fun with them. Oh gosh, now I see all kinds of question marks coming in. We'll hit a few more, actually. Some people probably logged off, but we'll hit a few more. Melinda Madrigal says, as a Parkinson's patient, do you have any plans to incorporate programs for the disabled? That would be cool. Is an amazing question. One of my favorite things I've done in my whole life was volunteer at Spirit. It's called Spirit Therapeutic Riding Center, and it's in Ellensburg, Washington. Same place these Kigers are, actually, which is kind of fun. I really want to go see her, the lady that owns that place. Maybe when we go pick up the girls, we could go see her. But I volunteered at Spirit Therapeutic Riding Center. It's an amazing place, and something that I would love to do is, something similar to that, basically. There were kids with disabilities. There were adults with disabilities. There were amazing little fjord horses that would just truck around the arena. I remember they had a really cool Rocky Mountain horse. But anyways, the special part about it was just getting to see people just purely enjoying themselves and enjoying the horses. And so that was something that has always stuck with me. I remember it fondly, even though now it's been like a decade ago. So anyways, if there's a lot of givers on here and people who help support the channel. If there is a therapeutic riding center near you that you want to like volunteer at, I highly recommend it. If you want to like help support one financially, Spirit Therapeutic Riding Center in Ellensburg, Washington they're a nonprofit. They're set up super professional, beautiful indoor arena. The lady that owns it and runs it has a huge heart. Her name's Evelyn. And anyway, so for all the givers out there, if you're looking for a really good place to spend time or financially give, Spirit Therapeutic Riding Center is awesome. So I got off track, Melinda, sorry. But yeah, we would love to do that. We've talked on here about really getting the itch to share what you guys have helped us build.
Yeah.
And that would be an incredible way to do it and potentially leave like a long-term legacy. So
maybe like a meet and greet, all the equines and just something.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Great question, Melinda. That one's kind of like, that's one we haven't got before, but I love it. Oh my, it just jumped on me. Living in my own time zone says, can you register the filly as a Kiger? Can you get papers, or how do you get her registered?
Yeah, I think there's a DNA test you have to do, but since both of her parents are Kigers that were rounded up from the Kiger HMA and neither one is a found Kiger, she could be registered.
Sorry, I was drinking my coffee. Yeah. So are there papers just like you would have like AQHA or Appaloosa?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. That's exciting. I'll frame
Taz's blazer papers.
Yeah, or blazer papers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna frame Callisto's papers. I'm gonna put them on the wall. All right. Another question here. Oh, first off, Shannon in the mountains. Yeah, Shannon in the mountains gave us a $20 super thanks and says for pizza. So
there you go.
They said for pizza, babe.
Yeah.
So
you know the way to Jason's heart.
Thank you. Through my belly.
Pizza and ice cream.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you. Seriously. Okay. Let's see. Lily Jewel says, does that mean you can register? Oh, same question. Does that mean you can register the filly? ? Can you add Mountain Built to the name? That would be cool. You could. So you could have like
I think you can name her
Mountain Built, whatever.
Yeah.
What was the?
Jason thought Pistol Annie would be funny because her dad's name's Gunner, and then he's like, we just call her Annie. So you could have Mountain Built Pistol Annie.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, because I think it's cool. Like Terry and Tim they love their horses so much, and they're blessing us so much by like inviting us to have a couple of their amazing loved Kigers. So I thought it would be cool to honor Gunner, their stallion, with the name somehow. I thought that'd be kind of cool. So I was like, what about Pistol Annie? And that was just winging it. That one's not necessarily in the lead or anything, but I thought that would be kind of cool. Mountain Built Pistol Annie. I like that. How much does a big bale cost these days? This one's from Noreen Cullen.
The ones we just bought are around $850 pound wise. So they're not like the biggest you can get, but anyway, they're still 3x4x8 or whatever they are. And they're grass alfalfa mix, and they're $110 a bale.
Yeah. Yeah, I made that short video of feeding out 3 bales, and I was like, oh yikes, that's $33 right there. And they just munch it down and poop it out.
Yep.
One day.
Yep.
So we need to make another video about like how much a horse costs, because that's kind of helpful information for folks that want to get horses. So
yeah, we've had a bunch of you actually ask about like the shelters and the panels and stuff. So maybe we'll do like a cost breakdown on the facility that we've put in and just like hay and all that stuff once we get it. If anyone's interested, let us know if you are curious.
Yep. Here's a red question mark from Christian Melnichuk. Says, what's the process of getting Mustangs into regular fencing? Just once they're gentle enough, you can halter them and lead them into whatever pasture they're going to be in.
Yeah, basically. Go catch them.
Yep.
And you don't feel like they're going to be, if a neighbor comes over or a dog runs through, they're not going to be like, oh, over the fence, so just once they're kind of used to domesticated life and they're easy to catch, that's usually when I feel okay about it. That being said, even Rooster jumped out. We don't really know why. Probably something spooked him is my guess, but
yeah.
So you just never know. But thankfully he was easy to catch because he jumped out into a big field and then I had to go over there and catch him. So that's why. Make sure they're easy to catch so you can get them back if something happens.
My horse, when I was in South Dakota, Jude, that we were talking about earlier, she was in a big, like 200-ish acre pasture, got spooked, and jumped through the only corner of that whole property that had double fencing. So it had a good fence, and then behind it had a bad fence. And she went through both of them and ripped open her chest. So and she was an appendix quarter horse. She'd been domestic her whole life. And even she went through the fence.
Things happen sometimes.
Yep. I wanted to say on here, I wanted to say the name. There we go. Roy Bolt said, I used to volunteer at Little Bit Special Riders in Redmond, Washington. It was so rewarding. That's awesome. I've heard of Little Bit over there. I think Redmond's on the west side. I'm pretty sure. But that's awesome. And yeah, it is rewarding is the word I should have used earlier because it is so rewarding, refreshing, is just a good time. So
yeah.
All right. One more question. Last one, promise this time. Last question from Julie. Julie Knits and Spins says, do you trim your equines' feet yourselves? Yep. Alyssa does. She's done all of it. However, last time we did trims, she was teaching me to do riatas. Yep. So it's something that makes me nervous. I don't want to like take off too much or, do it like at a weird angle and make her go lame, or it feels like a high pressure thing, but I really want to learn. And so I did most of riatas last time and it was actually really fun. It was actually kind of really rewarding.
And we err on the side of like keeping them, don't take too much off. That's what I do. Like their sole and stuff, like I trim it up a little bit, but I don't go crazy. Keep their frog trimmed up just a little bit. But like other than that, just try and make sure everything's flat and nice and not take down too much hoof wall and all that stuff. So anyway, I'm pretty cautious about it.
Yeah.
It usually means I have to trim them more often, but I would rather do that than mess them up. So
yeah.
And then sure. I like to have farriers come in and like look at their hooves every once in a while and be like, do these look okay? Am I doing anything wrong? And so far they've been like, yeah, they look good. No, you're good. So, but just to check on my work because I don't want to screw up our horses.
Real quick, Jill Breeze said, get Ty Evans' book.
Yeah.
So first off, that is just a good recommendation in general. I'm also wondering, I haven't read it yet, but if there's some stuff on shoeing in there or trimming in there. Because that would be awesome. And also, Jill, you are another person that we would love to see when we make our Pacific Northwest trip. Anyway, we're thinking of it. Last trip was crazy fast. But anyways, all right. We appreciate you all so much. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain Built Monday, Tuesday edition. Yeah. And for just rooting us on while we chase our dream. We appreciate you all very much. And I hope you guys have an awesome week. And we'll see you next Monday, hopefully.
Yes. Yeah. Friday, we probably won't do a live because Jason's folks are going to be here.
And my nieces are going to be riding mules.
Yeah. So we probably won't do a live this week or a Thankful Thursday. So bear with us there. But
yeah, maybe a Thankful Thursday. Maybe we'll have Rogan Raylan hop on Thankful Thursday.
That might be more than I bargained.
Yeah, that might be.
We'll see. Maybe we'll sneak away for like 10 minutes at least and say hi.
Yeah. All right. Take care, guys. Have a great week. Thank you all.